From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hello everybody and welcome to Extreme Sim TV. On the broadcast tonight, we are bringing you the Extreme Forces Racing League, their super late model division. We are here at USA International Speedway for the Florida Orange 100. Should be fun, should be interesting. I am your host, AJ Capola. How are you all doing? And before we go any further, why don't we talk about the current point standings? You guys saw it at the beginning reel of the show tonight, so let's go and check it out. Travis Lapenis is your points leader, 19 points over William George. Dwayne Kernahan in third. Michael Steele, moving up from last week, is sitting at 360 in fourth. Bradley Stefane, Mike Retz, and Daniel Stragner round out the top 7. Brandon Richardson, TJ Elaine, Lee Krause, Mick Olofsson, Jeremy Lapenis, Matthew Setzer, Tony Richardson, and Brady Floyd. That is how everybody stands so far in the season, with one race after tonight. So, like I just mentioned, we are at the penultimate race for the season. Alright everybody, thank you for being here. It is a very, very weird Tuesday. And the only reason why I say weird is stuff that happened earlier through my work day. I got home at like a really early time. But glad you all are here. Very much appreciate you being here. And we are just about to start qualifying, everybody. Gonna get a good view at Michael Steele. He was the first car on the racetrack. Ooh, a little different paint scheme on that. There you go. He looks like he's hauling the mail. Appreciate you all for being here. Help me out with the noise volume. USA Speedway is a very kind of weird cameraed racetrack. So the cameras are really close to the cars. So I hope I'm not too overpowering, and I hope the vehicles aren't too overpowering. Oh, TJ made that. Nice. And Michael, so far right now, is sitting P3. Larson Parker is your leader after his laps. Brandon Richardson, Michael Steele in third. William George coming. It looks like he's done. Dwayne Kernahan is done. Seems like everybody's pretty much done. We're going to jump on with Mick Olofsson. Going across your screen, top of your screen, is the gap and running order. Ooh, Travis Lapenis goes P2. Olofsson goes P8. And he'll improve a spot to 7th. Gonna look for Daniel Stragner. He's gonna go to P6 after crossing the line right there in that 2 machine. Looks like that's going to be it for him. We're going to take a look at Bradley Stefan. This is the start of his qualifying lap. Gets into turn 1 really nicely, right at the bottom of the racetrack. Going to take a little while to get towards the wall. And where is this going to put him? And survey says right now it's P8. And he will jump all the way to P6. 2 drivers that have not taken times is Philip York and Mike Retz. So, since we got a little time to kill everybody, let's see. Let's see where everybody is to be starting. Larson Parker is going to be your pole sitter. Travis Lepanis is going to be outside pole. Brandon Richardson, Michael Steele going to be occupying row 2. William George, Bradley Stefan going to be row 3. Row 4 is Daniel Stragner and Dwayne Kernahan. Row 5 is Mick Olofsson and Tony Richardson. And row 6 is going to consist of Philip York and Mike Retz, whichever order iRacing puts them in. So, we are at USA International Speedway for the Florida Orange 100. I do want to say publicly, and I've said it to everybody in the league, in this league, as the season's closing out, we have one more race after tonight. I want to say it's been an absolute pleasure to broadcast for the Extreme Forces Racing League. And I very much hope, when it comes to future seasons, I could possibly be in the consideration. But that's all down the road. I just wanted to publicly on the stream say it's been an absolute pleasure and honor, and I've met a lot of awesome people by doing this. You're welcome, Mick. I'm trying to figure out what the thank you was for, but I appreciate the thank you. This sounds good for now. Well, that's the thing. It could just change. So, something I haven't done in a while because I've been very much under the weather and I'm still getting over a really bad bout of bronchitis. So you might hear me mute or be away a little while. But, all right, buddy. Looks like we're going to get 2 pace laps. Why are all the... Ooh, there's a TV4 here. Ooh, la la. Don't normally see a TV4. So like I said, I went through the starting grid. There it is once again. For everybody. And the pace car is going to be hitting pit road this time by, and we are going to be underway here in Florida for the Florida Orange 100 at USA International Speedway. Coming off of turn 4, and Larson Parker is gone as they cross start finish line. He's going to get into turn 1 all by himself. This is a really bad camera angle. I guess we're going to try that. Battle is for right behind him between Brandon Richardson and Travis Lapidus. Travis Lapidus in that red 16 on the outside. Going to get the position by overdriving it just a tad. Got the 9 of William George looking to the outside of Richardson. Can we see that outside lane coming in early? You saw in qualifying everybody was trying to run the bottom. But right now, your leader, Larson Parker, just 2 laps in, is already almost a second ahead of everybody else. So looking through the field, because I'm pretty sure, for the most part, everybody is single file. Yeah, we are all single file. The closest battle we have is Daniel Stragner and Mick Olofsson. Kind of thought Mick in the 75 Pepsi machine was going to try to cut underneath that too. But there's that Larson Parker machine. We've been showcasing him a lot the last couple weeks because he's been dominating. And I mean in almost leading every lap, I mean. Well, I appreciate all the thank yous. It honestly does mean a lot. But it looks like Philip York is the only driver that did not start this race. I'm not quite sure if he's even in the lobby. But we're looking back here at Travis Lapidus and Brandon Richardson. This is the closest battle on racetrack in one of these top positions. Gotta say, as much of a New York Ranger fan I am, that is one nice looking Nashville Predators car. Too bad it's Nashville Predators and not New York Rangers. I say that every week. But that's that 29 sitting in third. Just had a pass. Something happened with Daniel Stragner. Let's go back and see what happened because he was really slow. Wonder if he just... Ooh, he gets loose and lets Mick go by and corrals it, and no harm, no foul. Oh, okay. Sorry, Jeremy. You led 1 lap last week. Going back to live to Larson Parker. Has about a 1.3 second lead. Top of your screen does show the running order with the gaps but to the leader. So this is the second to last race, the penultimate race before we get to the bull ring next week. Ooh, Larson Parker kind of blinked out right there for a second. That's never good. But he is still blinking out. That's not good. He just got loose coming off turn 4, coming towards the line. That's going to allow Travis Lapidus to catch in just a little bit. That lead is down to 1.25 seconds and closing. Brandon Richardson in third, still doing a good job keeping Travis Lapidus there and in sight. William George is in fourth. Bradley Stefane in fifth. And Michael Steele back 2 positions down to sixth in that beautiful 5 Mustang that was made by TJ Elaine. And I don't actually see TJ Elaine here tonight. See that lead up front between Larson Parker and Travis Lapidus are evening out at about 1.1 to 1.2, but looking right behind them, watching this battle right here, as we'll go from, I guess, some light fixture in the middle of the field, middle of the racetrack. It's kind of like good view. I think, honestly, it's probably the best camera view we have, because all the other ones are kind of caca. So we are 16 laps in, 17 when he crosses the line right there. Biggest mover on the racetrack currently is William George. Even though he's up one position, he is up to 4th place. Still watching this battle. Travis Lepanis, one little slip up. Brandon Richardson's going to be right on that back bumper. Pretty sure they're just riding right now. Let the tires heat up, get a little grip, and log laps. But, everybody, if this is your first time on NDNT AJ All-Star 15, yes, that's my YouTube channel. Consider it Extreme Sim TV Channel 2 for now. But if this is your first time here, welcome. Hit that like button, subscribe. We do have one more race next week with the Extreme Forces Racing League. That's going to be at the Bull Ring. That's going to be very interesting. Season finale race. Ooh. Brandon gets in there deep. Under a tenth. About 2/10 back now. As they exit turn 2 and into turn 3. Now, what I am looking for, especially with this battle right here on the track, you see Brandon Richardson get right to the back bumper of Travis Lepanis. Granted, he does fall back, but you are using your tires a lot more just to get to the back bumper. So what I'm thinking, in maybe 10, 20 top laps, to see if that 29 Nashville Predators machine is going to start losing ground to not just the leader, but also Travis Lepanis, and maybe getting passed by William George or Bradley Stefan. Just something to keep an eye out. Should be interesting, but your leader right now is Larson Parker in that 48. I think that's a Camry. Yep, that is a Toyota Camry. It's weird seeing a Hendrick Motorsports 48 number on a Toyota Camry. Marcy, I just got the tag. Thank you very much for sharing out the stream. I really appreciate it. And I 100% mean that. So far, we are knock on wood cautionless. Travis Lepanis has brought in Larson Parker by about 3/4 tenths within the last 2 laps. Let's see if that continues. William George currently sitting in 4th. Comfortably in 4th. Bradley Stefan is about 2 seconds back in 5th. We'll show him real fast. There he is in that 89 Aaron's Chevy Camaro, as he drives every week. In 6th is Michael Steele. 7th is Dwayne Kernahan. Mick Olofsson in that beautiful... kind of makes me want to take a break and go out to the garage and grab a Pepsi now. Thanks, Mick. Daniel Stragner in 9th. Tony Richardson in the 18-car Toyota Camry in 10th, and Mike Retz in that 91. So we're going to head back up to the leader, putting a little bit of a gap between himself and Mr. Travis Lapanis. About a second and a half now, as you see on the top of your screen. Now, I'm just saying, these guys are doing a great job in these super late models, and I've run super late models on iRacing quite a bit. And I can tell you, USA Speedway and any sort of flat like Martinsville track, I don't know if we would have any green flag laps. I'm pretty sure I would have hit that incident counter where iRacing's like, you need to go. I'm better on banking, obviously, which having a lot of banking is probably a lot easier. But these super late models are not the easiest to drive, and week in and week out, whether it's Larson Parker, Travis Lapanis, Jeremy Lapanis, who is watching. How are you? How you doing? Brandon Richardson, anybody in this field, Michael Steele, William George, Bradley Stefane, Dwayne Kernahan, Mick Olofsson, literally anybody in this field, they are knocking it out of the park no matter even where they finish. But in all honesty, these super late models are one of the most difficult vehicles to drive in iRacing. And the reason why, if anybody's wondering why I'm focusing on this battle, Larson Parker, your leader in that 48 Toyota Camry, is about a second and a half ahead of the field. And William George has gotten to the back, towards the back bumper of Brandon Richardson. So this is a three-way battle for second place right here. Don't know if William George is maybe saving a little bit of tire for later on in the run. I would expect we might see pit stops, at least after halfway if there's not a caution soon. I would expect 70, 80 if we stay green. But if we have a caution, anywhere between 40 to 60, I would see them all come down pit road and at least grab 4 freshies. Yeah, Jeremy, that's what I'm thinking. If this race goes green from start to finish, where we've seen this season happen twice, I know definitely twice, maybe 3 times. If it goes start to finish green, you're going to see people either spin out, get tight, kill the wall, or just say, all right, I'm done coming into pit road. Because lap times have already fallen off. The fastest lap of the race is a 21:13 by your pole sitter Larson Parker, and we are all the way back in the 22s now. So not that big of a gap, 40 laps in. But Jeremy, I wish you were racing too, seeing that 33, that blue 33 running around the racetrack. I was going to say Toyota Camry because that's what your brother's running, but who knows what vehicle you drive. They're just stickers on these super late models anyway. Yeah, maybe both. The wall and then spin out. And then come to pit road. So technically all 3. Larson Parker with about a second and a quarter over Travis Lapanis in second. Brandon Richardson still in third. William George in fourth, and Michael Steele up a position in fifth. So why don't we do this? Why don't we do a quick crank it up? And we are back, everybody. Welcome back to the Extreme Forces Racing League Super Late Model Series. It is the Florida Orange 100 from USA International Speedway. Hope you all are having a wonderful Tuesday night. Great racing so far. We just made it past halfway, and it's only been about 15 minutes of racing. Jeremy Lepenis, it's a Tesla. Well, at least you'll have very good gas mileage. I know. I'll see myself out now. Battle is heating up very much for second place right here. Lap traffic is starting to come into effect. Gonna have to try to finagle their way around the 18 of Tony Richardson. And looks like no problem. About 3/10 separate your second and third place driver. But Travis Lepenis is under a second to Larson Parker. The leaders are coming up on the 2 of Daniel Stragner right now. .55 laps in on this race. Here is your top 5. Nothing has really changed. Larson Parker is your leader. Travis Lepenis sitting in second, about a second back. Third place is Brendan Richardson. William George sitting in fourth. And Michael Steele all the way in 5th. About 8-9 seconds back from the lead. Larson Parker doing a really good job getting around this lap traffic as they just passed Daniel Stragner. Travis Lepanis and Brandon Richardson are going to attempt to pass the 2 Ford Mustang as he's going to go way high and clip the wall on exit of 2. Very good racing. Tight, very tight battle for this second place position. You know, them battling is not hindering the deficit from first place at all either. A little bit of a gap, a little bit of a bigger gap than we've seen the last 10 or so laps between the 16 and the 29. All right, we're coming to 61 laps? Nope. Yep, 61 laps. It looks like Larson Parker has taken it to pit road, and he is off. When are we going to see these leaders come down pit road now? Because now they're just handing time over to Travis Lepanis. Larson Parker. Because those fresh tires are good for at least a second now of extra time. Larson Parker is 1 lap down. You see him right there on fresh, I think they're Hoosiers. But now I'm curious to see when other people are going to come down pit road. Should be very, very soon. If not, let's see if it works out for him. But right now, your leader is Travis Lepanis, Brandon Richardson, and William George round out your podium positions. Michael Steele back up to where he started in 4th place. And Bradley Stefan is sitting in 5th place. Keep having to check myself. Ooh, Richardson's right to that back bumper. I thought there was going to be a healthy bump there. We should still be seeing pit stops, I would assume, soon. Larson Parker up to 10th place, still a lap down, about a lap and a half down. Last lap, your leader, Travis Lepanis, did a 22:04, and Larson Parker, who just pit, did a 21.85, so not that much of a difference, but Larson Parker is also in traffic. Oh, that hole is closing up between 1st and 2nd place, but look at William George. William George is there too. It's a nice shot where you get to see him rocket out of 4. Ooh, it looked like the 29 got loose coming out of turn 2 there. Gotta be careful with that, especially on these worn tires. Looking at 29 laps to go. Fastest car on the racetrack is that 48 of Larson Parker, but he's sitting back a lap down in 8th place. If we stay green and nobody pits, nobody runs out of gas, I'd be really curious to see how far that 48 can get up. It's going to be very difficult. Because we're clicking lap times off to where we're doing about 3 laps a minute. Ooh, William George throws it in there, getting really close to the 29. The 29 going to have a really nice run coming out of turn 4. I think Brandon Richardson is just driving it in deep in the turns, and that's where he's sacrificing. Oh. Ooh, I thought he was going to get turned there by the 9 because he checked up big time. We're going to see him dive down into turn 1 again. And the 16 just has a really good exit. Gap is still growing when it comes to Lepanus and Richardson. Yeah, I'm curious if they could make it on fuel as well. But they've pretty much laid out their hand. Unless they are just going to come down and put a splash of fuel in, who knows? But once again, with 23 laps left in this Extreme Forces Racing League Super Late Model Division, USA International Speedway, Florida Orange 100. It's the penultimate event for this season. Next week we go to the Bull Ring. But would like to say thank you all for being here. Hit that subscribe button, like to the channel. It's been an absolute pleasure broadcasting the Extreme Forces Racing League. An absolute pleasure. Leaders Travis Lepanus getting to Dwayne Kernahan. I don't even have to look at the overlay to see who that is. Ooh! I thought Brandon was throwing that in there. Next on the list is Bradley Stefane in 5th. You see him right in front of the leaders. Looks like he's most likely going to stay out of the way, going to stay high in the turns. And let's see what happens. Yep, there he goes. Oh man, we have a battle brewing up front. All 3 of these drivers under a half a second from each other. Anything can happen. All it takes is one bad turn or one nasty bump and everything is going to change. Makes me wonder if the 29 or the 9 are just biding their time to possibly use whatever tire they have left. Because they've been going for a long time. Currently on lap 84. Your top four are the only drivers on the lead lap. That is Travis Lapanis, Brandon Richardson, William George, and the only driver you do not see on your screen, that is Michael Steele. Back up to your front three. This is the battle. This is why you watch racing, for stuff like this. 29's cutting to the inside. Going to attempt to make the pass. Leaving Travis Lapanis stuck on that outside. William George is going to plug the hole. So it looks like Lapanis is most likely going to go back to third place. Unless he could split these two drivers up. That was a very good run coming out of 4 by Richardson. And now William George is pushing the envelope to see if he can get to the point. With 12 laps to go at the line. What a move. Travis Lapanis is actually backing up, losing about a tenth a lap here. William George gets loose coming off of turn 2. Man, there are no real good camera angles here. About to come to 9 laps to go. 9 more circuits around USA International Speedway. Can Richardson hold off William George? He's actually slowly pulling away. See some of these drivers clipping that yellow line, probably trying to use it to help turn, especially on these older tires. You could be fighting some serious... Ooh, he got really underneath that yellow line there. Some tight conditions. So using that apron to help you turn, but you really got to be careful. Almost saw Brandon Richardson spin it around there. Rowdy Tony Richardson is going to stay high for your race leading pack. Six and a half laps to go till we crown a champion here at USA International Speedway for the Florida Orange 100. Early, it was Larson Parker. When he pit just after halfway through this race, it was all Travis Lapanis. And then about 15 laps ago, out of turn 4, Brandon Richardson sets up a heck of a move where he makes the pass for the lead in turn 1. Right now, with 4 laps to go and about 8 tenths to William George, can Brandon Richardson do it here tonight? Jeremy, I'm going to take a shot in the dark here if you're still watching and say they most likely are making it. But as I say that, both William George and Travis Lapidus have backed up to almost a second. Oh, did I just hear somebody say they're out? I think the 29 is out. 29 is out. William George. I shouldn't have said anything. William George, your leader right now. With 2 laps to go. Brandon Richardson out of fuel. Coming to the line for 2 laps to go. These guys are really trying to save fuel here. Larson Parker trying to get his lap back. Final lap here at USA Speedway. Travis Lapidus giving a little bump there. He might have just let them by to save fuel. One last time going into 3 and 4. What is Travis Lapidus gonna do? Gonna be on the outside of William George. William George gonna come out of turn 4 and win here at USA International Speedway. Whoa. Whoa, Nelly. Now he might be out of fuel. Here is your running order for the Florida Orange 100. William George in that 9 Dodge? I think it's a Dodge. Travis Lapidus in second. Michael Steele finishes with a podium position. Larson Parker in fourth, 1 lap down. Bradley Stefane in fifth. Dwayne Kernahan in sixth. Mick Olofsson in 7th, Mike Retz in 8th, Daniel Stragner in 9th, Brandon Richardson, after leading all those laps, runs out of fuel with 2 to go, and Tony Richardson in the 18 Rowdy Machine is going to come home 11th. Holy shnikes. As one of my favorite movies, Tommy Boy, what he used to say. So let's talk to your race winner of the Florida Orange 100. It is William George. Holy crud, William George! It's AJ up in the booth. You got a copy, pal?
Yep, got a good copy.
Did you know it was going to be that close all race, or the last 10, 15 laps? You're like, I might need to save some fuel. Take us through those last couple laps of that race.
Jeez, I don't even know, honestly. I was just trying to putter around, trying to save up a little bit, and as soon as I started sputtering a little bit around that corner and Travis got in the back of me, then it picked up fuel again, and there we go. So I don't know, I think that was just pure luck.
Well, I mean, maybe him cracking you in the back a little bit was like, all right, fuel right into the reserve.
Probably, no telling.
But dude, a fantastic race, continuous pressure all race on Brandon Richardson. It seemed like you guys were battling for a good portion of the race, and he ran out with about 2 laps to go. Was there any communication over the in-race radio of him running out to you almost wrecking him out of turn 4 when he cut to the inside?
Yeah, he said he ran out. As soon as I got to his bump, he said, I'm out, and try to get around him.
Yeah, that was that looked very, very difficult.
But, man, that was intense. Holy cow.
Yeah, no kidding. You need to go back and watch that stream, because I was like, I think if they're going to be out this long, they're probably going to be fine. And about 5 seconds later, you see the 29 just cut left out of turn 4. I'm like, I should keep my mouth shut. And there goes you right along by. Talk about the battle between you and Travis Lapidus, because he gave you a couple really good shots on the last lap.
Yeah, it was a hard battle. I was trying to save, he was trying to save, and like I said, as soon as I got in that corner there, my car sputtered, and he drilled me, and I don't blame him, honestly. I mean, I ran out of gas there for a second. I guess him hit me brought more fuel in or something. I don't know. It was crazy.
Well, for I think the third time this year we've gone from open to close without a caution. Definitely second, maybe third. Well, season finale next week at the Bull Ring. What kind of momentum does this give you heading into the Bull Ring?
Man, it's going to give me a lot of momentum. Like, I've never ran the bull ring, to be honest, but I know I'm going to have to get some practice in. But it should help, you know.
Should
That's
definitely.
this last race, and I think the points are very narrow right now with me and Travis.
You're 19 points going into the evening,
Nice.
and
Okay.
you won with him finishing second, so it's going to be slightly less.
I don't know. I think he's got this. Honestly, I still got a lot of ground to make up, but man, he's too dang good.
He's too dang good to be unsponsored. All right, dude.
Pretty much.
Well, speaking of sponsors, anybody you want to thank before we let you go party here tonight?
I just want to thank TJ George, TJ, all of his sponsors, RKM. I want to thank Cats Carnage. I want to thank, you know, John Day for helping me out. We were running together, and Brian Boyd, him running with me, and running with Parker too. Been practicing with Parker. Good race by him.
All right, dude. Well, we're going to let you go. We're going to get our second place finisher, Mr. Travis Lepanis. Congratulations, and can't wait to see you at the Bull Ring next week.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Travis Lepanis is AJ up in the booth. You got a copy, pal?
Yeah, I got you, AJ. You got some gas for me?
No. Gas prices are too high. I have nothing to spare.
Well, I always go to my sponsors. I could have used a little more Sunoco or Unical or whatever it is in these supers.
Well, you had enough to finish second and give William George a couple shots on that last lap to try to make the pass. Go through the whole race where I don't think you were out of the top three at all this race. Run us through, the later portion of the race where you realized you might need to save some fuel, or were you just running it as hard as possible?
Well, when you have Larson Parker there in front of you, you gotta to even keep in your sights. You got to keep going. So I mean, I was in second, trying to hold on to him. There was partway through. I mean, I was monitoring it when I found out there was going to be no tires. Because really, only benefit to pitting is fresh tires. I started watching my fuel. Then I realized at one point I was about 2.5 to the bad. And then I had for a long 0.75, I was half throttle on the straightaways there once in a while, and that took a lot of patience.
Oh, so you guys didn't have tires to hit pit road with or anything?
No, unlike all the other races, we were supposed to have one extra set of tires, so the entire game plan was to get right sides. Not that there was a yellow.
Oh, crud! I didn't know that.
Yeah, we were notified on the pace laps that we had no tires, so it went from okay, we're gonna rip it to ooh. That's why we weren't all dive bombing and doing our usual crazy stuff, because we knew we had to watch it.
Wow. Well, you guys really did watch it. You ended up saving just enough fuel because I'm pretty sure you ran out probably going into turn one on the end lap.
No, I probably could have given George a little more. I guess I was a little tentative because I was worried he was going to run out, and I didn't want to crash. I was coming across the line. I know George said he ran out. I started stuttering just past the line.
Well, something funny here. He said he ran out or sputtered. You cracked him one in the back end, and then it's like he had more fuel. So I don't know if it's your fault that he had more fuel, but you cracked him, and he's like, "Speed, got it."
Drafted baby, she ain't Talladega, but got him there. Unfortunately, he's second in points behind me, and he gets those bonus winners. So it didn't exactly. If that was the plan, it was a poor plan. It wasn't the plan. We were just surviving and wanted to make it to the end. I wanted to get him, but it was a little short.
Next week, the season finale at the Bull Ring. Give us your thoughts on what you're going to have to do to secure this championship next week.
I got the points lead, went to with 19 today. I mean, the goal was to finish in front of George, which I failed to. Second goal was to not let him win, which I failed to. So I would guess it's probably tight. I'm probably going in with a 15-point lead. It's going to be basically to win the championship. I have to finish around George. I can't let him win and we have a terrible race. So I still got to keep my head on my shoulders as much as I try to win every race. I might have to throttle back, but I changed my mind a lot too. I might just go if I go win it, that'll take care of some problems too.
You think? All right, dude. I I know I ask this every week when I talk to you. Sponsors?
Well, I started this, so I'm not going to go to the credit cards. I mean, they might pay for the fuel, but Unical, Sunoco, don't let this do this again. This was okay for a token, but it wasn't much fun.
All right, dude. Well, can't wait to see you next week for the season finale race at the Bull Ring. Good luck in the week leading up to it.
I'll need it. Thank you. We'll see you at the bull ring, AJ.
See ya. All right, the moment I've been waiting for, because I'm pretty sure this is the first time I've talked to him all season. It is the driver of that 5 machine. It is Michael Steele. Michael, it's AJ up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, dude, what is up? Holy cow. You went from qualifying 4th back to 6th and now finishing in 3rd. What are your thoughts of tonight's race, pal?
Man, yeah, it was pretty interesting. It pays off to be a little bit slower, I guess. I'm still trying to figure these cars out. Now I'm really slow in the short run, but I actually still had over half a gallon left whenever you finish the race. So it pays off to, like I said, pays off to be a little bit slower, I guess, in these cases.
I 100% can verify that because whenever I race a vehicle, I always end up with more fuel because I'm usually around the back.
Yeah. I've had a few races in dirt that have just happened to be in the same circumstance, and yeah, it usually plays out in my favor whenever we accidentally run out of fuel.
Well, dude, a podium finish here for you tonight. I think this gets you a little bit closer to possibly taking a podium position for the season. But next week we go to the Bull Ring. What are your thoughts on that little short track?
Yeah, I better practice it a little bit. My wife actually bought that for me a while back, and I think I've raced probably twice at it. I think I've probably had it a year now, so probably should practice it a little bit. But usually I don't even practice until like the morning of the race, so we'll see how much I practice I actually do.
Well, I can't wait for next week, but I'm upset that it's the final race of the season. But, it's been a wonderful season so far. Can't wait to see what next week brings us. But, dude, once again, congratulations with your 3rd place finish here tonight. Any sponsors you want to throw out there before we let you go?
Yeah, man, I'm glad to finally make it in this booth after how much the wife and you have talked and everything. It's cool to grow these relationships through just this. But I want to thank Elite Crappie Jigs, Ballard's Bowling Academy, TJ Elaine and his group. They just threw these wraps together for me last week. Man, Tubro Girls Design, Passenger Insurance. I want to thank you for doing all the broadcasts and everything, and Dean and all them for doing all the races and everything.
Well, it's absolutely been my pleasure all year. It's nice to have some of the relationships that I've gotten from, this league and the leagues that I broadcast. Guys are great people. It's always fun. Definitely interesting some days. But
yeah, for sure.
Michael, congratulations once again. We'll talk to you later, probably next week in preparation for the in the race. So, good luck in your week of practicing or your day of practicing next Tuesday. We'll talk to you then, pal.
Yeah, for sure, man. You have a great evening.
See you later. All right, everybody. What an awesome night. I'm going to pop up the webcam one more time so you guys can see it. The Extreme Forces t-shirt. If you don't have one, go get one. They're very comfy. They look good. There you go. I'll blow it up a little bit. There I am. But, yeah, if you don't have one, go get one. They're comfy. They're not expensive at all. But tonight, William George sees two people have issues in front of him, takes the win, and survives a Travis Lapenas bump. And Michael Steele does a really good job to get back up from 4th place to finish 3rd. Can't wait for the bull ring next week. That is the season finale race. Should be very fun, very interesting, and a very close finish when it comes to the Extreme Forces Racing League and their super late model division. I'm AJ Capola from the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. Every episode releases on Friday. Every Friday. This week, the Eternals, Marvel, going back to the MCU for another week in a row. And we're talking about the Eternals. Very controversial show. You check that up on our YouTube page, the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast, or wherever you get your audio podcasts, whether Spotify, Google or Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio. But for Extreme Sim TV also, you all have a wonderful night, and we will see you at the bull ring.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join Nerds Doing Nerd Things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.